When you enlarge an object like this one here, it changes the size of the object to produce an image. Now the word enlarge doesn't necessarily mean that the shape will get bigger. We can use a scale factor to enlarge the shape, and we might enlarge it by a half, or we might enlarge it by a scale factor of 3. If it was a half, it would get smaller, and if it was 3, it would get larger. It doesn't have to be a whole number, but usually it is. Let's take this object here and we'll enlarge it using a scale factor of 3. In this example, we can draw it anywhere else on the grid 3 times bigger. So this base here is currently has a length of 1, 2, 3 squares. And if we use a scale factor of 3, then we want this to be 9 squares long instead. Let's draw that now. So this base has gone from 3 to 9. Here we have a height of 2. With a scale factor of 3, that will become 6. It'll be the same on the other side. Let's take the right hand side here. So it currently goes along 1 and up 1, or 1 diagonal. With a scale factor of 3, it's going to have to go through 3 diagonals. And now I just need to join these 2 points up. So this larger shape here is the image of this object after it's been enlarged with a scale factor of 3. Here we have an object that we're going to enlarge. We're going to use a scale factor of 3, and our centre of enlargement this time is going to be at -8, 4. The first thing we do is mark on the centre of enlargement, which is at -8 and 4. So it's at this point here. Now we're going to use a scale factor of 3, and first of all we're going to need some guidelines so we know exactly where our image is going to be. So we choose a corner on the object and we line up our ruler to create these guidelines. It's a bit like having a projector and then the image is projected somewhere over here. So let's line that up carefully and then draw some guidelines. There's one there, and I'm going to choose this point up here as well, lining it up carefully. So when I enlarge this shape by a scale factor of 3, it has to fit somewhere within these guidelines here. Now at the moment, to get from our centre of enlargement to the object, it's 3 across and 1 down to get to this point here. If I use a scale factor of 3, instead of 3 across and 1 down, I'm going to get 9 across and 3 down. And that will tell us the position, the new position of this point here. So there's 3, and I want to go 9. 3, 6, 9, and instead of 1 down, I go 3. 1, 2, 3. Which is this point here. Now it's on the guideline, so I know that that point is correct. Let's try this point here. So from the centre of enlargement to the point on the object, I've gone 3 across and 1 up. And with a scale factor of 3, instead of 3 across and 1 up, I'm going to go 9 across and 3 up. So that's 3, 6, 9 across, 1, 2, 3 up. And again, that point is on the guideline, so I know it's correct. I'm going to start drawing these in so that I can keep track of my image. Now I'm confident that now I've got this line which has been projected to here, that I can do the others myself. So instead of 1 across, with a scale factor of 3, I'm going to go 3 across. And then all I need to do is join up the shape. Now I can check if I'm correct by getting my ruler and seeing if this point is also on the guideline if I was to draw it in. And if I drew that line in there, we could see that this point is on the guideline. So this shape here is the image of this object after it's been enlarged by a scale factor of 3. Let's colour that in to finish off. Here is another object, and we're going to enlarge this using a scale factor of 1/2. Now that means that this shape is going to get smaller. So instead of 2 across here, it will become 1 across, and instead of 4 down here, it will become 2 down. Our centre of enlargement is going to be at the point -1, -4. We'll mark that centre of enlargement here. And just like last time, we're going from the centre of enlargement to the corner of the shape, and it's going to be our guideline. And I'm going to do the same thing to this point down here. I've chosen these 2 points because I know that my shape will have to fit between these 2 guidelines, and this time with a scale factor of 1/2. So from the centre of enlargement to the shape, it's currently 1, 2, 3, 4 squares across and 2 squares up. So to make the shape half the size, I need to go halfway along this line. So instead of 4 across and 2 up, it's 2 across and 1 up. And that point is on my guideline, so I know it's correct. If I do the same thing to this point here, at the moment it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across and 2 down. So if I go 3 across and 1 down, there it is, it's on the guideline. I'm just going to draw that part of the triangle, my new image, and then I'm confident that I can draw the rest of the shape, knowing that instead of 2 across, it's going to be 1. And then of course this bit here agrees 2 down instead of 4 down. I can check whether I've got this correct by just lining up the 3rd corner of this triangle and see if it's on the guideline, and it is. So this shape here, this image, has been created by enlarging this shape, this object, by a scale factor of 1/2. Let's colour that in to finish. Here we have an object and its image, but how do we describe that transformation that's taken from the object to the image? Well, we can see clearly that it's an enlargement because the shape is a different size, and we could check the scale factor by choosing 2 sides that correspond. So this one here is 1 across and here it's 3 across. So I'd expect it to be a scale factor of 3. We'll just check that with another length. We've got 2 vertically there, so we should have 2 times 3 is 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know the scale factor is 3. So we'll write that down. Now that's not enough information to get full marks. We also need to know where the centre of enlargement is. And the way we do that is by getting our ruler and matching corners of the shape, drawing a line through that, and then choosing another 2 matching corners, drawing a line through there as well. And where they meet is the centre of enlargement. That's where the projector is, if you like, and it's projecting the object to the image. And we'll check with the 3rd point here as well, and just make sure they all line up. Might draw it on this time. And then we can see that all 3 lines agree that that is the centre of enlargement, which is at -5, 2. And that's that transformation fully described.